Hey YouTubers, today is our second video in our series about how to be wealthy or financially free in 7 to 10 years and the steps for that. And last video was about step number 1, which is retaining 50% of your income for freedom and financial freedom only. Now there might be a period of time that you have to get up that percent, as we talked about, but there's some techniques you can use to raise your savings rate over time. But today, we're going to focus on number 2, which is putting this savings to work. Now, most places will talk about putting all of this savings to work with some type of an automatic investment, like a 401k or something. And that's really if you're on track for a 45-year retirement. And since we're on track or looking for a 7 to 10 year retirement plan, we're going to do things a little bit differently. So on step number 1, saving half your income will allow you to save 20 years of expenses in exactly 20 years. 20 years from when you start saving 50%, you will have your savings rate that you need. Now, if you earn more money over the period of time, great, right? As long as you didn't change your expenses, or at least you kept up with inflation, with what you did with that money, then you should be fine. So right now we're at a 20-year plan with just straight savings. Adding in step number 2, which is putting 50% of the money to work. Now, because we're not at steps 3, 4, or 5, we don't know how to invest. Now, a lot of people think they know how to invest or how to allocate money to different things, but I would say that they're really not investing for a profitable return. They're really just investing to keep up with everyone else. So that's what I would say is the difference. Now, let me give you an example. Here's a chart, which is a broad market index fund. This is one that I invested in. I made a video and touched on it briefly. And it is the Vanguard Index Appreciation Fund. Now, it's just a group of stocks that doesn't generally change, and you hold that group of stocks, and the stocks are designed to grow like a certain part of the market. Now, I'm not trying to time it. I'm not trying to buy one that's low now. I'm not trying to buy it, at the right timing or the right prices or based on how I feel about the market. Step number 2 is about systematic investing. So on a interval, you're putting 50% of the savings into a broad market index. Now, the reason you're not investing yet is because you don't quite yet know how to do an investment or when something is low in price. Now, as we get into steps 3, 4, and 5, you'll see some things you might already understand that you could invest in, but at least you will automatically discover certain things you can invest in for a disproportionate risk reward investment. So half your savings is going to go into here, which means 25% of your income is now going into this systematic investment. I would probably split it between IRA accounts and non-IRA accounts, and the reason is because there's some restrictions on investment of IRA accounts that are not there for non-IRA accounts, and it increases the amount of asset class that you can invest with. So this is just an example. As you see, if you had $50 in this index fund when this started, now you would have $160 or $150, which means it's tripled. So if you take this and you add that on top of what your savings does, it's basically going to bump your retirement years or years to be able to be financially free down from 20, maybe 5 to 6 years from what it would otherwise be. So now you're into a 15 to 14 year retirement plan, and we haven't started on steps 4 or 5 or 6. If you like the video, do something about it. Don't just watch the video and think, well, that was a good thing I should do. Actually take some action on it. Let me know in the comments down below what action you took. Even if it's something small, you should really give yourself credit for any kind of action that you take, because action leads to more action, and so gaining that momentum in what you're executing on is really one of the keys to becoming wealthy and attaining any goal. I'll talk to you later. Bye.